Abstract. Growing up in Nigeria in the early 80s and 90s, many of us were raised with a strong emphasis on religion, often neglecting our psychological and emotional well-being. Consequently, mental health remains a rather taboo and awkward topic for us to discuss. I was born on Wednesday, October 28, 1981, in Enugu, Nigeria, as the fifth child to clergy parents. But I was raised across different regions of Nigeria, which shaped me as a third culture individual. Being third culture means having been exposed to and influenced by multiple cultures, allowing me to integrate diverse perspectives and experiences. As a young adult moving from city to city, in hindsight, there was a significant lack of mental health awareness throughout the country. Like many Nigerians, I was raised in a loving but sometimes dysfunctional family. My parents occasionally displayed emotional dysregulation, becoming verbally aggressive when frustrated. My mom, in particular, was emotionally impulsive and quick to discipline us physically, while my dad had a more structured approach to corporal punishment. Despite our strong religious upbringing, we had no understanding of mental health. As a result, my siblings and I either emulated our parents' behaviors or were drawn to people with similar traits, normalizing these harmful patterns. This is a phenomenon known as sexual imprinting. Emotional dysregulation became the norm for me. Although I was not known for being emotionally impulsive, I accepted such behaviors because I was expected to be a man and tolerate it. Fast forward to Saturday, January 9, 2016. I was living in Abuja, Nigeria, when I connected with someone on the Tinder dating app. This connection would eventually change the trajectory of my life for the worse. For privacy, let's call this person Jane. Our Tinder chat that night was filled with great vibes, and soon after, Jane sent me her WhatsApp contact details. We continued our conversation on WhatsApp, and everything seemed to flow smoothly. At least, so I thought. For brevity, I will summarize my experience with Jane here, but I will document the full story in another book titled 3 Years a Slave. Jane had visited Nigeria for the Christmas holiday and returned to the United States shortly after. We reconnected for about a month, during which I endured her emotional outbursts, having normalized such behavior from key women in my formative years. However, my self-preservation instincts eventually kicked in, and I cut ties with Jane before the end of February 2016. By June 2016, she reconnected with me on Facebook, apologizing for her past behavior and suggesting that maybe God intended for us to be together. I naively fell for it. Despite many ups and downs and clear signs of abuse, I arrived in the United States on July 26, 2017, on a K-1 fiancé visa to be with Jane. To justify staying in the abusive relationship, I consoled myself with religious beliefs about love and perseverance, believing there was nothing wrong with suffering long in the name of love. On February 10, 2018, after months of periodic abuse, Jane escalated to physical violence. It was then I started coming to my senses. I quickly removed myself from the situation and sought refuge in a secure space, reflecting on my life. I finally decided to contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Although the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services had provided information on the rights of immigrant victims of domestic violence when my K-1 visa was approved in Nigeria, I had only glanced through it and lacked the courage to act. However, after nearly 7 months, I finally reached out to National Domestic Violence Hotline, which was one of the best decisions I ever made. The agents provided crucial information on abuse and the power control wheel, setting my life on a new positive trajectory. Despite this, the abuse continued and even worsened when Jane discovered my contact with National Domestic Violence Hotline. In April 2018, I confided in my supervisor at work, who informed me about the company's Employee Assistance Program, EAP. Through the EAP, I found a psychotherapist, Dr. Susie Sartain, Dr. S., who transformed my life. On July 24, 2018, I had my first ever video psychoanalysis and psychotherapy session with Dr. S., marking the beginning of a new chapter. Therapy with her paved the way for my journey to self-awareness, self-realization, personal responsibility, accountability, self-preservation, and overall improvements in my mental and emotional health. Regardless of your gender or relationship type, the simple tips documented in this book are designed to help you achieve mental well-being and improve your emotional intelligence.